We'll call this video my Carmax experience. So if you're looking to buy a van or a car from Carmax, learn from my story, don't do it. Well guys, we're returning the Ford Transit. Wait, look at Toby, he's so cute. It's been about 3 weeks now with promises of the differential getting fixed. Time frame for me to return the Ford Transit is about 30 days. That's quickly coming to an expiration date. I'm not exactly sure Carmax is going to fix it in time, so I'm just going to cut my losses at this point and return the Ford Transit. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, and trust me, I didn't want to return it either, but I think it's the smart decision. There she is, my broken van. Oh, this is such a tough decision because the van is like so perfect, except that it's broken. What to do? Bummer, man, this is tough choice to make. All right, goodbye Ford Transit, GG. I actually left and came back, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna bring it back as much as I love this thing. Brutal. All right, so here's the meat and potatoes portion of the video. My review of buying a car at Carmax. If you don't know the whole story, I bought a Ford Transit to convert into a tiny home, and shortly after driving it, the first day of driving it, the differential was bad. I sent it in to Carmax after 3 weeks of waiting. They couldn't fix the van, so now we're back to square one looking for a van. But let's talk about the buying process itself. Carmax is great for a couple reasons. Number one is their access to inventory. So normally with certain dealerships, you're limited to that specific dealership. With Carmax, however, you can source from nationwide dealerships. So if you're looking for something very specific, like I was, likely to find it at a local Carmax, and if they don't have it, they can ship it to you. Now, Pro 2 is the ease of test driving a vehicle. Me, I'm very hands-on. I like to test drive the vehicle to know if I really like it. Carmax makes that process super simple. They get straight to it, and then you can go about your purchase afterwards if you like it. Number 3 is something that really saved my butt, is the 30-day return policy. So normally when you go to a dealership to buy a vehicle, and once you sign those papers, that car is yours, even if something is wrong with it. There's usually no obligation for the dealer to take back that sale, but Carmax actually makes that process pretty easy. So if you're like me who bought a lemon van, you can wash your hands clean from that and start fresh. Some of the cons about buying a car from Carmax is you're gonna pay just a little bit more than you typically would pay at like a used car dealership. And there's no negotiating at Carmax. The price you see is the price you pay, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's really nice to not have that back and forth between the person you're trying to buy the vehicle from. It's really nice to know that the price is the price. But if you don't like the price, that's kind of tough. You can't do anything about that. Number 2 is a big con. It's the vehicle history. Carmax makes a huge deal saying that they have their people inspect the vehicle, make sure there's no prior problems. While I was doing my research and checking out different vehicles, I saw some vehicles that were rusty underneath the bottom. Obviously, the van that I bought had some issues with the differential, which is a pretty big thing to miss. So while I do think they do some of the basic checks and make sure the car is drivable, I still think problems can slip through the cracks even though Carmax inspects all the vehicles. So it's always a good idea to have the vehicle inspected by your local trusted mechanic, even though Carmax says they already test the vehicles out. Carmax gives you a 24-hour test drive where you can do that. You can take the car that you're potentially buying to your local mechanic, get it tested out, then move forward with the purchase. So in closing, would I buy a vehicle from Carmax again? I think I would. I think I obviously got one bad vehicle out of a bunch of vehicles that are most likely good. One thing that was a huge pain in the butt was that whole process of trying to get my vehicle fixed. It took such a long time. I imagine that would be kind of the same situation if you bought their warranty and was trying to get warranty repairs through Carmax. So that's something I definitely won't be buying in the future. So anyway, I would love to know your experience with Carmax. I know some of you who watch this channel mentioned that you have worked for Carmax in the past, or perhaps you bought a vehicle in the past. Let us know down in the comments how your experience was. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. We're still on the hunt for our dream van, so make sure you subscribe to this channel so once we find our dream van, you can follow along on the journey and the build and everything like that. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.